Okay, today we're going to install the front lower control arm guards on a 2015 Polaris. It's got power steering and the engine brake. The tools you're going to need are a Torx T25. Usually I've got a socket for my ratchet, my 3/8 ratchet, or my quarter-inch drive ratchet, but I don't have either right now. And you're going to need a 3/8 ratchet, a small extension, and a 10mm socket. First step is going to be to remove the original plastic guard that's on here. It's just kind of a deflector for the axle shaft. There are 3 T25 headed bolts in it. You're just going to loosen all 3 of those up and make sure you save the bolts because you're going to use them on the new control arm guard. Now that you've got your axle cover off and saved your 3 screws, you're going to find your Polaris front control arm guard cover. You want to make sure the Polaris is in the front, of course, and then this cut here, this notch in the plastic, goes towards the ball joint on the end of the lower control arm. So when you set it up in there, what I do is I set it up, and you've got your 3 bolt holes in the front that line up exactly where your axle guard used to be. Take me a minute to find the holes and line it up, but once I get them lined up, I start the first 3 screws we took out of the axle guard. Just start them. Don't get them tight so that you have room to adjust, and we'll go from there. Next part you're going to need is the hardware they include in the kit, which are these 2 pieces of aluminum, this one, and this one, and then your 2 bolts. We've got a 10mm head, and they'll have washers. You'll have to put the washers on them. Alright, we're looking at the back of the control arm cover now. There are 2 bolt holes, 1 bolt hole here and 1 bolt hole up here. You're going to take your 10mm bolt head and stick it up through the bottom, and take your aluminum clamp and start the bolt into it. And just start at a few threads and then grab it and pull it up and set your clamp over top of the control arm. It is a little stiff, the plastic is stiff, and once you get that set up on one side, you should be able to start the bolt and the clamp the same way on the other side, and then tighten them down. Now that you've got your back 2 clamps on and tight, completely tight, you can come back to the front and finish tightening these up, and that'll be your last step. Here's what the back clamps look like after you've got them on there and tight. You can see this one, where it's cut out, is laying over top the control arm bar, and the bolt is coming through the front side like here, and it's the same thing on the inside with this one. Get those snug. I didn't kill them just because it's aluminum and this is plastic, and I didn't want to pull the washers through the plastic, but shouldn't be a big deal. Run them through there, tighten them down, make sure your plastic guard is on there snug. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.